Hello, everyone. Welcome to Talk Wrestling here on NoDQ.com. Thank you all for watching this week. Let's just jump right into these questions from you all. First one today comes from Ty Marshall on Twitter. Do you think the anonymous Raw GM was one of the dumbest things that WWE has ever done? No, not at first. It was a different approach to the authority figure persona. And it was somebody that we didn't know who it was that was pulling the strings behind the laptop screen. And it got Michael Cole involved, which was something that I guess he wanted to do, and WWE wanted Michael Cole to do, was to be the voice of the authority, so to speak. Kind of like JBL is now. On the commentary table. The way they laid it out at the very end when they revealed it was Hornswoggle, that was pretty stupid. I will grant you that, no question. The big reveal on Raw 1000, in fact, was Hornswoggle behind the laptop screen under the ring the whole time for the better part of whatever it was, 2 years, was just ludicrous. It was horrible. It was very poorly executed, very poorly done, and I don't think that anybody really had any sort of plan for the anonymous GM other than they didn't have anything else to book for the authority figure persona, so they went ahead, let's make it anonymous, let's just do this and we'll see how that goes. And it wasn't dumb in execution, it was dumb in finality, if that makes any sense. Grant Ward at Silent Rage 74 on Twitter. Do you think the current TNA roster is the weakest in company history? See, I don't know if the roster itself is weak. I know the storylines are very weak. It's hard to watch TNA. I don't watch it hardly ever unless something really catches my eye in the spoilers that I really want to see. But I make it a point to not DVR it and waste my DVR space. Unfortunately, it's going to piss off the TNA fans. Sorry. But that's just how I feel. The roster, I mean, you've got a great crop of talent currently with TNA. A lot of young guys who didn't really get their shot in WWE or have never been in WWE that are getting their time in TNA now. Or, there's a few WWE cast-offs, rejects, whatever you call them, the Hardys, guys like that. But, for the most part, you've got a good crop of talent that, given the right storylines, given the right company direction, could do great things. It's just they're not doing that. And that's a shame. Because TNA, I always thought of TNA as the alternative to WWE for the longest time. And now they've become the runner-up to WWE. This one's from at MaestroGamer180 on Twitter. What's your greatest pay-per-view you've ever watched in WWE? There's been a lot. I remember distinctly watching WrestleMania 17 live on pay-per-view here in this house in the living room in the room next to me with my friends around me and all of us being completely shocked at the ending with Austin and McMahon. That show overall was one of the best ever, if not the best ever. My personal favorite pay-per-view I've ever watched for WWE is actually a three-way tie because I was there live for those three, and that was WrestleMania 2000. Yes, it was a weak card, but I was there live. It was my first WrestleMania, so for me it was more special about being in the moment of being in my first WrestleMania than anything else. Unforgiven 2002, which featured Lesnar versus Undertaker 1, when Undertaker was still the American Badass, Big Evil, whatever you want to call him, and WrestleMania 24 with my dad. And WrestleMania 24 was Undertaker's main event against Edge, and the streak continued. He won the world title. People got lit on fire and fireworks. It was a good week. That's probably my favorite period because it was a good week for my dad and I. We spent the entire week at Disney World and leading into WrestleMania, and then the day after we were there as well. So I think that's my personal favorite is WrestleMania 24 because I was there live. I got to see it live. I got to experience Orlando. I got to experience Disney World again, and it was just a great overall experience. This is from @Mikey Gormley on Twitter. Is Charlotte overrated? I know you love her and her in-ring ability, amazing, but her promos are awful. So scripted and wooden, and the awkward long pause when she forgot her line, leading to her laughing and breaking characters after crying. Not good. Yeah, I kind of noticed that in the promo she was cutting with Paige before the contract signing, or during the contract signing, before Survivor Series. It was very unflair like. We'll definitely go with that. But you gotta remember, people are going to compare her to Rick, and that's grossly unfair. You cannot compare anybody promo wise to Ric Flair. Not even his own kin. Not even his own offspring. You know, Ric Flair is Ric Flair. He's the greatest promo man, arguably, of all time. If not, I find me the argument. Because there have been some great ones, but I don't think anybody's been as good as Ric Flair on the stick. Maybe The Rock. Maybe The Rock. Yeah. Charlotte, there's definitely work to be done promo-wise, but her in-ring ability is unbelievable. She's come so far in such a short amount of time that I think, in my opinion, we can overlook the promos. Because sometimes you don't need a good promo to sell a match. Sometimes you just need brief, concise little shits to, little snippets to really sell a match. It was very much, that way with her and Nikki. Nikki did all the talking pretty much. Charlotte just kind of responded when she had to. This last one, she had to really drive home the point of Paige's betrayal, so she had to talk more. I didn't like the whole bringing up Reed thing. That was kind of in poor taste, I thought. I think that's what messed with her this time, was that she had to draw on real emotion from her brother's passing, which is never easy. I don't like talking about death in my family ever, and to bring it up in a live show in front of thousands of people in the arena, millions of people worldwide, it's very difficult to deal with, I'm sure. All right, this is from @DevonSharon on Twitter. If The Rock never turned heel in 1998, would he be The Rock we know now? I don't think so. I think that whole arc of his in 1998, from leader and then ruler of the nation to losing the IC Championship to Triple H at SummerSlam, to winning the crowd over with his unbelievable charisma, and then just sticking it right in our eye at the Survivor Series that year, and going on that run as corporate champion until the end of after Backlash 1999, really shaped him into the true people's champion that he became in 99, 2000, 2001. And I think without that, the complete arc in 1998 of, white hot leader, ruler of the nation, to ultimate, we want to see you win the tournament babyface, Rocky, to complete corporate turncoat bastard at Survivor Series and telling people they're a bunch of, trailer park trash, just really drove home the point that we wanted to love you, and now we can't because you screwed everybody. You screwed Austin. You screwed Mankind. You joined up with the McMahons. Oh my God. And then when we got him back, it was like, oh, okay. We see where you went there. That's good. Let's see. This is from @JoeyStees on Instagram. What were your first impressions of the recent Bayley versus Sasha Banks matches? I like them a lot. I liked both of them a lot. I liked the first one more, the one at TakeOver Brooklyn. I didn't think at first they were better than Charlotte versus Natalya. But then I watched Charlotte vs. Natalya back, and it basically goes Brooklyn, Charlotte Natalya, Iron Man. The Charlotte Natalya match is still my personal favorite Divas match in recent memory. But Bayley versus Sasha at TakeOver Brooklyn was just so beautifully told, so well executed by both ladies. It was just, it was damn near picture perfect. It was one of those things where if you were given score sheets or scorecards, it tends across the board. Just a very, very well done match. And the one at the Iron Woman match was just unbelievable as well. Just could not believe how well done that was. It was just so beautiful, so sweet. This one is from this is from Zohaib. I apologize for the name pronunciation, sir. Zohaib Shamim on Facebook. What did you think about Eric Bischoff's heel turn in WCW when he joined the NWO? To me, he was better as a heel. I agree he was better as a heel, but I think that heel turn and joining the NWO really undermined what they hired Ted DiBiase for, which was to be the mouthpiece of the NWO. That way Hogan and Hall and Nash didn't have to do all the talking all the time. They hired DiBiase for that reason, and DiBiase was very effective in that role for a number of months. And then I guess in the interview Bischoff said he saw an opportunity to take himself away from the Nitro broadcast table and put himself into the storyline while still being the executor of the business side of WCW. So he did it. He took advantage of the situation and he went with it. And for me, I didn't like it. The fact that it undermined DiBiase, but Bischoff has always been a great heel, and I can't deny him that whatsoever. Thank you all for watching Talk Wrestling this week. We appreciate the support. Tune in next week when we have more of your questions answered right here on NoDQ.com.